Start. Hello, good morning. BD new second year. I welcome you all to this advanced Hebrew class. Today we are just going to start lesson, starting from lesson 12 of your book, and we start with the verb. But before that, I want to tell you that you have to revise all the lessons that you have already done last year, and especially vocabulary are all very important. The nouns, the verbs, the prepositions, and whatnot. Okay, so please try to remember them. And today we are going to start the verb, and it is here in your book. It is there. It is lesson 12, but since you may not get the book, so I am showing you. And there are rules for the verbs. And here the rules you have here, having learned sentence constructions and some other grammatical forms. We now come to the main part of the grammar, the verb. We need to note the following things when we learn the verbs. And the first thing is we have 1.1. We have, whereas English has a separate verb which stands by itself. Hebrew root word, which normally consists of 3 letters. The 3 letters are, like for example here, mem, and you have shin and lamed. It means mashal, to rule. This serves as a verb, and it stands for a verb with masculine singular pronoun. That is, mashal means also he rules. It means to rule also. So mashal is both to rule and also it is masculine singular, and it is perfect. In other words, in the Hebrew, the verb has the meaning of the meaning of a third person, masculine gender, have singular number, for which there is no separate pronominal suffix. And so I hope you can understand the first point. The root word is also, it's a third person as a masculine gender and a singular number. So that is the root word, and it can mean also to rule. So the number 2, 1.2, you have, whereas in English the function of a pronoun and personal noun with verb is the same. Example, he rules or David rules. In Hebrew, suffixes to the verb will remain even when personal noun is employed. Example, mashal, he rules. So mashal means he rule. Here, he rules. Third person, masculine gender and singular number. Okay, so please note that. But when we say mashal, David, I hope you all know it's David. So you don't have to say he rules David, but you just have to say David rules. So that is what you need to understand. You don't need to use the pronoun here anymore. David rules. But when there is no David, only mashal, it is he rules. But when the proper noun is there, David rules. Okay, I hope you understand. So that is the construction of simple sentence. So you have here example, mashal hamelek. Mashal hamelek also, it is mashal, he rules, but hamelek is the king. So we don't translate he rules the king, or we just simply say the king rules. Okay, so you don't need to use the king, he rules. So that is a wrong grammar. Just the king rules here. Then the third point here is the various grammar forms such as infinitive construct, infinitive absolute, imperatives, participles are not written separately in Hebrew, even though these are written separately in English. So, like all the other elements of grammars are embedded in the root word. So you will see below. Now they are indicated by the vowel signs in the root word. This will be done in lesson 14. Now this is lesson 12. So if it is imperatives also, if it is participle also, infinitive absolute also, it will be joined in the main root verb, root word, like mashal. Now there are pronominal suffixes for the verbs, and these pronominal suffixes, I hope you understand, you have prefixes and suffixes. But here pronominal stands for pronoun, suffix used for suffix. Pronoun, like we have he, she, it, like we have he is already embedded in the root word, like mashal. Therefore, you have here the example for the pronominal suffixes for the verbs are the following. You have singular and plural. And then we have masculine is already understood. You have here mashal. Mashal itself is also masculine here, so we don't repeat here. But when it comes to other pronouns like she, it is and you masculine. This is singular masculine you, ta, and then you masculine te. It is you feminine gender. Here the typing need to be changed. It's feminine gender. You masculine is ta, means in mashal you will fix the ta. Mashal ta, later on it will come. So mashal ta will become you have you rule. So mashal te become you rule. So T is, but these are just the suffixes. You need to know. A, ta, te, ti. And then in the plural form, you have, it stands days. Day is u. U is day. Then tem is you. Ten is you, feminine gender. And then nu is we. So in the main root word, we have to put these suffixes, but the vowel will change also, and therefore it will be give the meaning. So these are just to show you the pronominal suffixes. Maybe we can call suffixes pronoun suffixes. Okay, pronominal means pronoun suffixes. These are to be fixed at the end of the verb. Okay, I hope you understand. And then the next page, we have number 5. Whereas English verb and noun has pronoun as separate. He rules. He rules separately. Hebrew has no separate word construction for pronoun and verb. So pronoun and verb, we have here, pronoun is he and the verb is rules, English separate. But in Hebrew there is no such separation. The pronominal suffixes are attached to the stem of the verb. Example, mashal. Then we have here earlier, mashala, Ab is she. That is why mashal become mashala. Mashala means she rules, and so on. The pronoun she is attached to the root word mashal. So then you have mashal, the patak here in the shal become shewa, mashala. Is long, that is why the shal become, the patak become shewa. Okay, I hope you understand. So that means she rules. Hebrew does not employ different words for expressing various grammatical usages such as active, passive, causative, and reflexive. These forms are incorporated in the stem, that means in the root word. Everything, there's no change. Like in English, active is he rules, and passive is he is ruled. But in Hebrew, there is no such separate sentence, but it should be attached in the root word. As such, there are different stems in Hebrew. Now, the different stems, the first and the simplest, what is called simple form, simple stem is called kal. Simple or kal. Okay? So, kal stem, simple stem. We don't call simple, but we normally use kal. Okay? Kal expresses simple sentence in present or past or perfect. Hebrew is not so rigid. So Hebrew does not have rigidity like we have in English. We have he rules, present tense, past tense, he ruled. But then perfect, he has ruled. So those things are there separately, but in Hebrew, you don't have the translation. It can be present simple, simple past, and also perfect. So we have mashalti. That one, you have already I have shown you the first person, I. Mashalti means I rule. It means I ruled. Also, I have ruled. See, English, it's all changed. But in Hebrew, according to the context of the Bible or any other text, you can change, you can make it I rule, I ruled, or I have ruled. So that is the kal stem. So that is the difference from English grammar. There are two full inflections for person, number, and gender for each Hebrew. So the first is called perfect, which is formed by adding pronominal suffixes to the root. So we add pronominal suffixes to the root, and that is what called the root word. We add those suffixes to the root word. The other is imperfect. So these two inflections, it is called inflections. Perfect is perfect inflection, and then we have imperfect inflection. Imperfect is more normally translated as future, but again it is not rigidly future. Sometimes as past, present tense, and simple past tense also. According to the context, we can translate it. So this is employed. This will be in the imperfect there will be prefixes. So in the perfect there will be suffixes. I hope you understand. Suffix is added to the perfect, and prefix is added to the imperfect. So now first we'll see kal perfect. The kal perfect, and the kal perfect is the meaning of the Hebrew kal perfect is not static. I cannot see here, not static, but I hope you all have your grammar book. If not, You can depend on this. Apart from the perfect sense, it can also be used in other tenses as well, like simple present tense and past tense. Now let's see the perfect form of the singular, like you have here. We have here the person in this line, okay? 3M singular, okay? Third person masculine singular, third person feminine singular. So second person masculine singular, second person feminine singular. So first person feminine singular. In the first page I have shown you those suffixes. So the suffixes are added here. Okay? So all these are suffixes, means she, then you, I. So we added to the root word mashal. So now we have mashal, he rules. Then mashala, she rules. Mashalta, you rule. Meshaltem, mashalte. It's shewa, it has to be very short. Okay? Mashalte, you rule. And mashalti, I rule. So you need to learn this by heart, okay? You need to learn by heart like your ear, your head, all right? So if I ask you to touch your ear, where is your ear? You never touch your eye, isn't it? Or your leg. So this one is very, very important. Kal perfect is very important. So I want you to learn mashal, mashallah, mashalta, mashalte, mashalti. Now I cannot hear you, and then I wish you could say when we really have the class. I hope you will be able to learn it. So mashal, mashallah, you also join me, okay? You join me when you hear this one. You join me, mashal, mashallah, mashalta, mashalte, mashalti. Okay? Don't read the transliteration. Here is the transliteration, okay? Transliteration, only when you need to look it is put here as a help. So you try to look at mashal, mashallah, mashalta, mashalte, mashalti, right? So that is, he rules, as I already mentioned here, because the root word is already masculine gender, so it doesn't have to have the suffix, okay? So maslan, mashal, mashallah, mashalta, mashalte, mashalti, right? It's easy. And then the plural. Yeah, somebody is sitting near me, and that's why they are laughing. So I hope you also laugh a lot with your friends. You can listen together with your friends. Then the plural side, you have here u, tem, ten, nu. You have already done in the first page. U, tem, ten, nu. U stands for they. Tem means you, plural, masculine plural. Ten means feminine plural. Nu means masculine, plural. It's common plural. Nu, we, right? So we have here mashalu. It has to be mashalu and mashallah. It's very similar, but you must stress, put the accent in the first part. Mashalu, okay? Likewise, mashallah. The students in the past, they are not able to say these two always. Mashalu, they will say mashallah, mashallah. It's not like that. Mashallah, mashalu, okay? So mashalu. Then meshaltem. You have here shiwa, short, because it's the syllable is 3 syllable. That is why these two are me, right? Don't forget that one. So mashal, meshaltem, meshalten, mashalnu. Okay? So mashalu, they rule. Meshaltem, you rule, masculine, plural. Me shalten. You rule feminine plural. Then mashalnu again. Back to ma. Not meh anymore. Only the two one. These two are meh. But here ma shall no. Okay, you have to learn this by heart. So I want all of you to learn very, very clearly. Ma shall, ma shala, mashalta, mashalte, meshalte. Then ma shalu, ma meshalten, mashal no. Okay, I think these two for today, I hope will be enough. And I want you to learn. Now suppose I want you to fix up this one. The root word katal is normally used. Katal means kill. He killed. So you put katal. Kof, tet, lamet. Kof, tet, lamet. Katal. So we have to fix here. Instead of mashal, we put katal. Katal, katela, katalta, katalte, katalti. Katalu, ketaltem, ketalten, katalnu. So that means if it is with katal, he killed, she killed, you killed, I killed. Then we have katalu, they killed. Ketaltem, you killed. Ketalten, ten, noon at the end, okay? You killed. And katalnu, we killed. So I want you to learn these two by heart with mashal and katal. Okay? I wish you all the best. And please give me the feedback when you get this one. Alright? Everyone. Yeah.